Karen Thomas, and this is our Thursday morning Summit Seekers coffee chat. And we meet to just talk about different problems in our businesses or challenges or just, even things that are going right. If you love our content, of course, and you're watching this on the replay, give us a hashtag replay and maybe an aha moment or maybe a suggestion you have to one of the topics that we are talking about. So I'm going to let our person in our community. Now, other people might drop in, but we have one person in the community here today. So I'll let her introduce herself and we will get started.
Hi there, I am Vedra Moon. I am a life insurance agent and also a health and wellness coach based in Charleston, South Carolina.
Awesome. So we had put in the event to talk about or my suggestion was, there was a quote by Abraham Hicks that said, people will love you, people will hate you, but none of it will have anything to do with you. What would be your take on that, Vedra? What do you think that might mean, or what should we think about that?
That is definitely a true statement because oftentimes how people see us is based on their reality of the world. It has nothing to do with us.
Absolutely. One of my mentors, he talks about he said, if you understand that you are the star of your own movie, everything you do is you are the star of your own movie. The thing is that your friend or your mom or your sister, they're the star in their own movie.
Yes.
So your mom or your sister is kind of pretty much a supporting actor in your movie, but they're the star in their own movie.
Yep.
And if you remember that and you understand that if you stop being the star of your own movie, then who do you give it to?
Probably everyone else, which doesn't sound good.
You give it to everybody else. When you put people up on a pedestal or when you think people are better than you, then you make them the star of your own movie.
That is true. Yeah.
I mean, I thought that, the movie analogy is so interesting to me because what do we go to the movies to see?
To see movies, to see celebrities.
Right, but we go to be entertained. We go to see them conquer stuff. We go to see the drama in them. We go to have a laugh.
Yes.
So shouldn't our lives be full of all of that stuff? Do you want to go see a movie of James Bond rescuing a kitten?
No. No.
That wouldn't be very entertaining, would it?
No, not at all.
So he said his suggestion is your life should be, what kind of movie do you want your life to be?
Exciting, fun, entertaining.
So who's in charge of writing that script?
I am.
Absolutely. And I think you're doing a fabulous job, Miss Vedra. You're having your mom, here from where's she at from now again? South Africa?
South Africa, from Johannesburg. Yeah.
Right. I thought it was South Africa. I was trying not to speak because my short-term memory isn't always accurate. But, having family in and you're taking them places, you're now visiting down in Florida while they're here and showing them some exciting things. I think you're doing an excellent job right now.
Thank you.
Making memories. I've loved the posts and stuff that I've seen that you've done with your mom and your sister. That I think that's really cool.
Well, it definitely has been a lot of fun. And while we were in Myrtle Beach, we did also get a chance to go to the aquarium. So that was another fun experience.
Awesome. So, I do the social media content calendar. How has that been for you in helping with you bring the stuff together on your engagement and on your profile?
The social media content calendar is definitely very helpful. It takes the guesswork out of knowing what to post, when to post. Before I started using the social media content calendar, I found myself posting a lot of the same things, and the social media calendar has definitely made a big difference. It makes it so much easier.
It does. But it also brings you, I thought, because I started, you know, when you've been doing this a long time, sometimes we get stuck in trying to be more, putting more value than in there, and we forget some of the fun.
Yes, that
So
is true.
I
Yeah.
decided for the next 3 to 4 weeks, I was going to go exactly by my own social media content calendar. Um, and it's been interesting to put the posts together for some of the things that we had in there.
Yeah, and like what I also like about the social media content, it makes it easier to have a nice balance between figuring out like providing value, entertainment, and with me, with my with my life insurance business, I just don't want to constantly just be posting about life insurance all the time. So
That's
the
it.
content calendar has helped with that as well.
Very good. Now, of course, if anybody would like to get a monthly content calendar, please reach out to me. I do provide the first one for free, and I do have a really minimal, to get it for a whole year. If you want it automatically sent the first of every month, or right before the first of every month, I have a really, really reasonable rate that you can get 12 of them for. So that can be cool. So anything else interesting that you have going on in your business that you might want to tell us about?
Well, with both my insurance business and the Melaleuca business, I definitely love the convenience of being able to work from anywhere. With having my mom and sister visiting me here from South Africa, it has been a bit of a challenge, but fortunately, I'm still able to work, especially with all the traveling that we've been doing. So that's what I love about having the ability to build a business on social media.
That's it. Excellent. Now, I think you said it was what, 7 or 8 hours from your house to where you're at in Florida?
Yes, we drove from Myrtle Beach to Daytona Beach.
Oh, okay. And did you do all the driving or did they help with the driving?
I definitely did all the driving only because in South Africa they drive on the opposite side of the road, and my mom,
Oh,
she keeps forgetting where we are, and she's like screaming in the passenger seat. She's like, "You're going the wrong way," and I'm like, "No, I'm not." I'm like, "This is not South Africa."
oh, that's
So
got to be very disorientating.
it is for her, and like I guess my sister, she's figured it out, so she's calm. So it's my mom. Unfortunately, she keeps forgetting. Like here, we don't drive the way we do in South Africa.
Right. Well, how long did it take you to make that switch?
I moved to the US in 2002 and I got my driver's license here in 2006. So I had plenty of time to
Right.
adjust.
So you weren't driving here right away either.
No,
If
no.
if it was that was 4 years, so it took you a little while to really get up the gumption to conquer that skill here.
Yes, and I will admit, every time I go back to South Africa to visit them, I don't drive. No, not at all.
Yeah, I can see that because I don't know that I could switch back and forth. That
And
would definitely be more than my little mind can handle.
the crazy part is like the steering wheel, it's on the opposite side of the car, and even the wipers on the car, it goes the opposite direction. Because the last time I was in South Africa, it was raining when they picked me up from the airport, and I was like, look at that, the wipers, they even go the complete opposite direction.
Goodness, goodness. It does, the changes and from country to country, and area to area, it can be very disorientating if you do it a lot.
Yes.
My goal is to travel and just have everybody else do the driving. That's the goal, is to not have to worry about doing any of it. And I just take Uber.
Yes.
Take Uber. So
Oh
have they
yeah,
done
Uber
any
definitely
Uber
helps.
rides here or Lyft rides?
Pardon?
Have they done any Uber, or has everything been where you've driven and gone, everybody's gone together?
Everyone has gone together, so I have been the one doing all the driving, and I plan on keeping it that way.
I can
And
understand why.
yes, and the resorts that we're staying at, the areas are pretty nice. So if I'm like staying in, working all day, my mom and sister, they just walk on the beach or just walk around exploring the area because there's so much to do here.
Oh, that's awesome. And it's all within walking distance.
Yes.
Very
But they definitely aren't too crazy about the heat and the humidity, so they don't tend to go out too often.
right. So Johannesburg doesn't get this hot ever?
It's the humidity that's getting to them. It does get hot in Johannesburg, but we don't have the humidity that we have here in South Carolina and Florida.
Or here, because I'm in Virginia, just a little bit north, and our humidity's off the charts here. As soon as it moves in somewhere in the end of May, it's here the rest of the summer until October.
Wow.
So, yep. All right. Was there anything you wanted to talk about? I'm not quite sure. Is there anything else we want to cover, or?
Well, nothing that I can think of. Yeah, the social content calendars have definitely been helpful. Nothing comes to mind.
Okay. So how do you deal with how people see you? I mean, do you, when we go back to the original thing of people will love you or people will hate you, but none of it is any of, has nothing to do with you. Um, are you able to disengage or to really not be disempowered when people seem to um be disrespectful, or do you know what I'm saying? You don't take it personally.
Well, that has been a struggle for me. Like during one of Fort Riley's trainings, I, I after one of the webinars, she just mentioned that we go post on one of the Facebook groups, like a lesson that we've learned from any struggles that we've had through life. And I just shared that, like growing up in apartheid South Africa, like apartheid had the racial divide between black and white, and then somebody like me in South Africa created a culture where, like, oh, you're not white enough to be white, you're not black enough to be black. So having grown up in that environment has made it a challenge.
Mm-hmm. So do you find being here easier?
Somewhat, but not necessarily, because the same struggles that we have in South Africa exists over here as well. And even though in South Africa I wasn't viewed as black during the whole apartheid thing, when I came here to the US, I'm like, but it's a different culture. Even if I think of myself as black, it's a completely different culture.
Yes, it is. And the thing is the when you grow up and it and the way they view everything is so different, you're not sure which parts to that are really true and solid for you when you change countries like this.
Yes.
It's kind of like you lose your whole identity of who am I?
Yeah.
And so
Uh,
putting
I'm
that
sorry, you
back
go
to,
ahead.
so putting that back together, you know, what is the biggest encouragement you can give to somebody with that?
Well, a friend actually once said to me, she's like, well, don't worry. You don't know. She's like, I don't see you how you see you. So she was obviously encouraging me so not to like overthink it.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously, when I look at myself in the mirror, she doesn't see what I see.
No, she doesn't. Because we see the best, I won't even say the best parts. We see you as a person and you see yourself. We all see ourselves. When we look in the mirror, we see all the flaws.
Exactly. Yeah.
We know us and we go, you really screwed up yesterday. We see the parts of us that messed up, screwed up. We don't see the the beautiful parts of how we brighten somebody's day, or we smiled at somebody and brightened them up. Where somebody else who's looking at us or watching us during the day or works with us, they see those moments that
Yes.
we take that we're not even conscious of.
Exactly.
And we are so hard on ourselves with who we think we aren't.
Yeah.
And that is the biggest thing that people can do to improve their world, is understand that we need to talk to ourselves like we would talk to a friend.
Definitely.
And if your friend screwed up, she comes to you and you saw her do something and you go, it's okay, honey. Today's a new day. You really didn't mean it. It's not the end of the world. But do we do that for ourselves?
Nope. Not
No.
often.
We sit there and beat ourselves up and dig ourselves a big hole and crawl in it.
Yes.
So it's definitely the biggest thing I have worked at over the last 20 years is changing my self-talk. And that's the biggest thing that anybody can do, is changing their self-talk. And we all, just because you do good one day, those old habits come in the whole next day, and it feels like you're starting over with battling that self-talk.
Yes.
Now, I found a secret. And I put one on my YouTube channel. I've been real into frequency music. Have you, or frequency stuff? Have you ever done frequency stuff?
Oh, yes, I have, but not very consistently. I should
Well,
change that. Yeah.
when you play alpha waves, the alpha and the gamma rays, the frequencies, are your focus frequencies, and I will play them while I am working.
Oh, okay.
And we had an internet problem. Well, I had it running, and then we lost our phone, the landline. My mother
Okay.
being 90, she likes a landline. Well, it stopped work. Somehow we don't have the landline working right now, but it's run through the internet company, the cable company.
Yes.
So she was on the phone with them and they had her disconnecting cords.
Oh.
And then they had her turn the whole damn modem off.
Oh. Wow.
And I'm like, okay, there went. I can't touch the computer. Maybe I won't lose everything.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
We still don't have the phone. They have to send a technician out tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
But she's screaming at me from the other room. Come help figure out what this lady wants to know. Oh,
Oh,
the joys of
yes.
90. When you have to call something and they want to try to troubleshoot things through the phone.
Oh my goodness.
She doesn't do it unless I'm home, because half the time I have to take the call or I have to help her through those moments. But anyway, I had it playing until the internet dislodged it, and then I forgot and I didn't turn it back on. But when you're making phone calls,
Okay.
play it, because most of it's really soft and stuff, but play either alpha frequency music or the gamma frequency music, and you'll find that how you process things as you're doing stuff will make a big difference.
Okay. Well, I'll definitely do that. Thank you.
Being focused, and when you're talking to people, it also changes your energy when you're in the middle of stuff. And I have found it's made a big difference in my productivity.
Wow. Okay.
So you'll have to let me know what you think of that, how that goes for you. But I'll let you get back to mom and sister since nobody else has dropped in here to have a conversation with us. And we will see you all next week.
Well, thank you. This has been fun.
Oh, I hope so. I try to make it kind of interesting, or we try to chat about things that are hopefully going to help everybody on this entrepreneurial journey working from home. All righty.
Oh, thank you. Bye.
Bye. Tell mom and sister bye.
Will do.
Hi, my name is Karen Thomas. But guess what? That is not important. What's important is your success online. I can help you start a successful, thriving business online, no matter how many times you have failed. If you have a desire to win, you can. All you need is Wi-Fi, a laptop or desktop, and be able to follow simple directions. Reach out to me and I can show you exactly how.